We live in Brooklyn, baby. We live in Brooklyn, baby.
Welcome to Society Check. It is May 8th. I am Ken. As you can clearly see, there is no skillet sauce here today. He won't be calling in as he did last time. Not quite sure why, but my guess is he's on a secret mission, a Robin Hood thing, sort of, if you will. I think he's traveling the world, snatching sandwiches from the hands of fat folks and parachuting them into the scrawny, trembling fingers of the poor, starving African children who still have no food and are battling the ravages of AIDS. But he's with us in spirit. He may be happening to catch the show. Who knows? If you're out there, Skillet, what's up? But in true Skillet fashion, he managed to send me our lead story today. Apparently, this has been big news. I have been totally out of touch the past few days. It seems that 3 young women who were missing for 10 years or so, who were young girls at the time, have been found. They have been rescued or escaped and then rescued, however you want to look at it. This took place in Cleveland, and apparently they were kidnapped by a Latino individual named, what was this dude's name? Well, we'll just call him the Bandito for now. His last name is Castro. He and 2 of his brothers, I believe, have been arrested for kidnapping these 3 girls. Now, I believe the girls were, they are now 27, 32, and 23. So they were kidnapped when they were around 14, 22, and 17. 10 years. I have to call up a friend of mine who's a female, and by the way, Dina is here on the boards for me today. You can, some applause. Okay. And I kind of want to get a take on it because I clearly I'm a man. Clearly I'm not a feeble, weak man. I'm of some breadth and width, and I've lived this way for most of my life, and you become accustomed to intaking information and having a certain perspective depending on how you're viewed, how people react to you, how you live, etc., etc. So when I hear that not 1, not 2, but 3 women, even though they were young, one was a girl, another was a teenager, another one was a young woman, were held hostage by a dude for 10 years. And mind you, this is not like out in, the sticks where there's like no one around for 10 miles. This is in a neighborhood. Like there were people next door living. There was people across the street living. And these girls were in this house for 10 years, presumably trying to get out and escape, and they couldn't. And I can't see a situation where, sooner or later, and with my personality, it would have to be sooner, where I'm going to have to make a break for it. I'm going to have to, unless this guy had these chicks in a steel cage and fed them with like a big, pizza flipper so he wouldn't get within 5 feet of them, I'm just not getting how this transpired for this long. So that's why, Dina, you're a female. You're of slight stature. How do you see? Can you imagine? Being, if you're trying to get out, if you want to leave, can you see yourself being held for 10 years in a neighborhood with people around?
I couldn't even see myself getting kidnapped by myself, let alone with 2 other females. And I don't know if they were friends or what the situation was, but it was 2 guys. You said, right?
Well, 3 guys have been arrested. The dude who owned the house and his 2 brothers. Whether the 2 brothers have partaken in the actual kidnappings is not yet known. However, apparently they believe that they must be accomplices in some facet because they have been arrested.
I don't care how small I am or what. At the end of the day, all men have balls, and if you kick it hard enough, that shit hurts. And I don't care how strong you are. You're gonna let go of something if you got a sharp pain. I mean, I don't have balls, so I don't know exactly how it feels, but I'm just going off a description. You're gonna let go of somebody if you got a sharp pain going through your stomach. They could have gouged their eyes out. I don't know. I've just seen too much Law and Order and crazy shows. I always got like a little defense mechanism in my head of like what to do if something was to go wrong, especially if there's three of us. Like, come on.
Yeah,
We better work as a team and tag team these niggas or something.
I don't get it. And it says here that now the community is up in arms because they're saying that the police completely ignored the situation, the missing persons report, because they're in a poor neighborhood. One woman said that her daughter told her that she saw a naked woman crawling around on her hands and knees in the backyard of the house a few years ago. And this lady called the police. And the cops came, they saw nothing, and they left. Another person reported that they heard pounding on the home's doors and noticed plastic bags over the windows. Called the police, saw nothing, they left. While that's, egregious in and of itself, apparently one of these chicks was outside, butt naked, but she was outside. You're crawling around. I don't know what she was looking for. Who knows? Maybe homeboy was in the window with a gun. I don't know. But again, 10 years in a neighborhood. So anyway, apparently a couple of days ago, one of these chicks, let's see.
I'm pretty sure after 10 years they must have slipped. Like, you can't do everything every day perfect for 10 years, let alone I can't do nothing perfect for a month, like, let alone 10 years.
Well,
like,
I think that they said that this guy didn't necessarily live there. He came, they saw him taking okay.
If that would have been me naked, I don't care. I would have made a run for it, Ken. If I would have got shot, attacked by a dog, I'll take my chances and just yell something, throw a rock. Come on, seriously. They must have want. I feel like they probably didn't want to come home.
Yeah, I'm guessing Munchausen syndrome. I'm guessing that they got acclimated to the whole shit. Maybe after about a year, they're like, you know what, we're never gonna get out of here. Even though, again, you're not in a mountain cabin with like 50 miles of terrain between you and the next person. They're next door. They're across the street. I don't get it, but okay. So Amanda Berry, she was the one who came out and somehow got the door open for people outside to take notice, and they came over and one of the neighbors called. Now, when they kicked the door, apparently there was like a panel on the bottom of the door. Again, I know I'm a man, and I'm thinking just kick it through, and maybe the chicks couldn't, but I hopefully there'll be more information on this, because the police are withholding information about whether they were sexually assaulted, how they were, what type of bonds were used on them to keep them in the house, and oh, by the way, there was a 6-year-old girl who emerged as well, who they believe
they must have got one of them pregnant and they had a kid.
To all the ladies out there, one of the most vulnerable times a man has, in addition to being asleep, is in the midst of an orgasm. A lot of shit in the body doesn't work while you're busting a nut.
Right.
I'm thinking the eyes are going to be gone. Like you said, take the nuts out, something. But you can't be fucking me against my will, and I'm just going to be like, okay, I'm just going to wait till it's over. No. Something bad's going to happen to you. But okay, again, I'm a dude. Maybe I don't know. So Charles Ramsey, I believe his name is, was the guy who called 911, and he is an emerging, ghetto superstar yet again. You had that ugly ghetto bitch, whatever hell her name was, now ain't nobody got time for that. I'm sure you've all heard that one by now. Then way back, the last couple of years ago, there was the gay dude who confronted a guy, a home intruder, who broke into his sister's window and fought him off, and he got a whatchamacallit, he got money for that. He got auto-tuned. They auto-tuned his interview with the local news media. So now we have Charles Ramsey, who, and I'll admit this one, hilarious 911 call. We actually have it's already on YouTube. It's on YouTube, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what Charles Ramsey is in store for after we look at his 911 call video on YouTube. So can we have that, Dina?
Cleveland 911 police, ambulance or fire.
Yeah, hey, bro, I'm at 2207 Seymour, West 25th. Hey, check this out. I just came from McDonald's, right? So I'm on my porch eating my little food, right? This broad is trying to break out the fucking house next door to me. So there's a bunch of people on the street right now and shit. So we like, well, what's wrong with you? What's the problem? She like, this motherfucker done kidnapped me and my daughter, and we've been in this bitch. She say her name is Linda Berry or some shit. I don't know who the fuck that is. I just moved over here, bro.
Sir,
you know what I mean?
Sir, you have to calm down and slow down. Is she still in the street?
Seymour Avenue.
Is she still in the street, or where did she go?
Yeah, I'm looking at her. She right now. She calling y'all. She on another phone.
Is she black, white, or Hispanic?
She white, but the baby look Hispanic.
Okay, what is she wearing?
White tank top, light blue sweatpants. Like a wife beater.
Do you know the address next door that she said she was in?
Yeah, 2207. I'm looking at it.
Okay, I thought that was your address. So that house.
No, I'm smarter than that, bro. I'm telling you where the crime was.
Okay, look, sir, we can't talk at the same time. Do you want to leave your name and number? Or remain
Charles Ramsey, R-A-M-S-E-Y.
What's the phone number? Are the people she said that did this, do you know if they're still in the house?
I don't have a fucking clue, bro. I just said I came from McDonald's.
Can you ask her if she needs an ambulance?
You need an ambulance? Or what? She needs everything. She's in a panic, bro. I guess she's been kidnapped, so, put yourself in her shoes.
We'll send the police out. Thank you.
There you go.
Oh, I thought that was hilarious. I love that. Now, Charles they also interviewed him on the news. The local news came out there, and once again, a bit more, articulate, no cursing. He didn't shame the brothers. I mean, he's country as hell, and his hairstyle is reminiscent of old Ben Franklin. But other than that, Charles did pretty good. And he loves McDonald's because he referenced it in the 911 call, and he had to make mention that he was just eating some McDonald's when this chick started knocking on the door. That's cool. No, because I'll just edit it in. Yeah. So, word on the street already is that Charles was approached by McDonald's to possibly do a pitch for McDonald's. Don't know how that's going to go. I did love his tagline at the end when the 911 operator said that they'll send a police car out, and he was like, "There you go." So that should be his tagline for the McDonald's new triple-decker, heart-stopping, blubber-busting sandwich coming to you soon. There you go. And a friend of mine who actually brought this story to my attention, well, the Charles Ramsey portion of this to my attention, she just texted me, and apparently Charles has a job. He's gainfully employed, and his employer already started making T-shirts. Charles Ramsey, Cleveland hero. And apparently the proceeds will be going to women's centers and women's shelters and things of that nature.
Wait, what does he do?
Well, he was the one. Well, it's weird. That's why it's not. He's kind of not a hero because, okay, so when the chick stuck her arm out and was like, "Help me, help me, help me," and they couldn't get her out, so either him or someone nearby kicked the panel in the door, so she was able to get out. Then she was on someone's phone call trying to call 911, and then Charles called 911 himself. And that's the recording that we just listened to. And apparently, either through that call or the call that she made, which is also on YouTube, the cops came, and then the whole story got broken open. So he's a hero. That makes you a hero. While I like Charles, like I said, he's a very entertaining individual. Is he a hero? I don't know. But apparently he's going to get his 15 minutes, like so many others do. So at least, he's not annoying to me anyway. So you know what? Good for you, Charles. But yeah, that was the outside of these chicks finally escaping. To me, that was the upside of this whole story. But again, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out again. I'm claiming Munchausen syndrome. We'll see if that's the case when, you know, this whole thing finally comes out in the wash. But, you know, good for them. I guess if they want to leave, they've left, then, you know, their families are certainly happy. The community's happy. And most importantly, Charles is happy. So with that, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. There you go.
We're trying to